ordinary light. No fireworks, no headline-worthy moments. Still, something in me settled just right. I missed the bus, then caught the next one, laughing. Spilled a little coffee on my sleeve. A stranger held the door without a word, and somehow that was all the proof I seemed to need. Nothing grand, nothing to write home about, just a day that fit me like a song. The air, the pace, the weight inside my chest. For once, none of it felt wrong. The sidewalk trees were making quiet patterns, shadows moving soft across the street. I bought some fruit, forgot the one thing I came for, and didn't mind the small defeat. My phone stayed still, the world kept turning gently. No sudden ache, no need to outrun time. I let the hours pass without improving them, and they returned the favor by being kind. Nothing grand, nothing to write home about, just a day that fit me like a song. The air, the pace, the weight inside my chest. For once, none of it felt wrong. I think there's beauty in the middle distance, in not needing more to call it good, and coming home with nothing new to celebrate, just knowing that I stood where I stood. The room at night was quiet in a friendly way. The sink was full, the lamp was warm and low. I brushed my teeth, looked up, and caught myself smiling at a life that didn't have to glow. Nothing grand, nothing to write home about, just a day that fit me like a song. The air, the pace, the weight inside my chest. For once, none of it felt wrong. Not every blessing arrives with a spotlight. Some of them just loosen what was tight, and leave you with a heart that's softly certain. The day was plain, and somehow that was right. I stepped outside without expecting anything. Just the same old street, the same unhurried sky. But even the wires above the rooftops seemed to loosen their grip on the morning light. A dog looked back like he knew a secret. Someone waved from a passing bike. The noise of the city lost its sharpest edges, and the day leaned in, almost polite. The air felt a little kinder, like it had made some room for me. Nothing changed, but the weight went quieter, and I could breathe a little deeper finally. No grand turn, no sudden answer, just a softness I didn't invite. But there it was, all over everything. The air felt a little kinder tonight. At the station, people moved like weather, usually fast with their own closed doors. But a woman dropped her glove, and 3 hands reached for it, like kindness still remembered what it was for. I held that scene a little longer, like a coin gone warm inside my hand. Not because it saved me from disaster, just because it made me understand. The air felt a little kinder, like it had made some room for me. Nothing changed, but the weight went quieter, and I could breathe a little deeper finally. No grand turn, no sudden answer, just a softness I didn't got home with the same old problems, keys in the bowl, tired shoes by the wall. But the room didn't feel like something to survive in. It felt like somewhere I could fall. The air felt a little kinder, even here beneath this modest light. The mirror kept a softer version of the face I wore all day and all this life. No fixed heart, no shining breakthrough, just a hush that made me feel alright. And for a moment this whole spinning world felt careful with me tonight. I was halfway through an ordinary minute, thinking of the usual unfinished things, when the room turned soft around the edges and the silence opened up its wings. Not a sign, not a grand arrival, no trumpet in the bones, no flashing sky, just a pale gold resting on the table, like it had known exactly when to find me. A light I didn't have to chase came walking in on quiet feet. No asking, no reaching, no running breath, it simply laid itself at my feet. And for a while the day stopped pushing, the sharpness lost its need to stay. I didn't find some brighter world, just met a gentler one that came my way. The kettle clicked, the floorboards answered, a neighbor laughed behind the wall, the kind of sounds I mostly live inside of, but this time they didn't feel small. The window held a mild reflection of someone less tired than before, like the version of me I keep misplacing had been waiting by the door. A light I didn't have to chase came walking in on quiet feet. No asking, no reaching, no running breath, it simply laid itself at my feet. And for a while the day stopped pushing, the sharpness lost its need to stay. I didn't find some brighter world, just met a gentler one that came my way. Maybe not every good thing needs a map or a name or a plan. Maybe some grace prefers the side streets and arrives before you understand. I thought I had to earn the easing, thought relief was something won, but there are days the dark steps back a little without being asked by anyone. A light I didn't have to chase stayed longer than I thought it would, not to fix the cracks or close the distance, just to show this life can still be good. And when the evening touched my shoulders, I felt no urgency to explain. Some brightness does not ask to be pursued, it just appears and stays.
Yesterday wore me like a borrowed jacket, too tight in the shoulders, wrong at the seams. I moved through hours like a room with no windows, talking low to my unfinished dreams. But this morning came without a sermon, no miracle laid out across the floor, just a steadier hand around the small things, and a version of me asking less for more. It's a better day than yesterday, not by miles, but enough to feel the ground gave back a little under my shoes, and that counted for something real. No grand reset, no shining rewrite, just a quieter way to carry through. That's enough for me tonight. A better day than yesterday will do. I answered messages I'd let go stale, made my bed, let the cold air in, took the long way home and didn't rush it, let a few loose thoughts uncoil in the wind. At lunch I caught my face in the window, didn't look away as fast as I do. There was still doubt sitting in the corners, but it didn't take up the whole damn room. It's a better day than yesterday, not by miles, but enough to feel the ground gave back a little under my shoes, and that counted for something real. No grand reset, no shining rewrite, just a quieter way to carry through. That's enough for me tonight. A better day than yesterday will do. I used to think progress had to announce itself with banners, numbers, noise, but maybe it sounds more like the key in the door, choosing peace from a shelf full of choices. Maybe moving forward looks almost invisible, a breath held less, a kinder reply, a minute not spent arguing with my own shadow, a sky I finally let be the sky. It's a better day than yesterday, and I've learned there can be more than fine. A little more room inside my chest, a little less war in my mind. No perfect win, no ending credits, just one small step that carried true. And if tomorrow asks who I've become, I'll say someone who made it through.
The morning came in slightly crooked, toast too dark and a late first train. A button slipped right off my coat in the sky, couldn't seem to choose a name. By noon I'd worn through half my patience, my thoughts were loud, my smile looked thin. But then the cashier drew a tiny flower on the paper bag she handed me with a grin. There was something good in it, even when the edges didn't line up right. A small, unplanned kind of mercy hiding in the corners of the light. Not enough to make a story, not enough to fix what didn't fit, but enough to say before the day was gone there was something good in it. I dropped a coin beneath the vending machine, missed a call I meant to take, stood in a hallway, tired and blinking, wondering how much more a heart can fake. Then a child in yellow rain boots waved at me like we were old friends, and for a second the whole gray city felt less like something to get through and more like where I'd been. There was something good in it, even when the edges to say before the day was gone. There was something good in it. Maybe goodness isn't louder than the mess it lingers near. Maybe it arrives in plain clothes, so we almost miss it when it's here. In the steam above a cup at evening, in the clean shirt hanging by the door, in the way my body softened slightly when I stopped asking the day for more. There was something good in it, not a prize, not some dramatic sign, just a few soft pieces of living that somehow met the shape of mine. And when the lamp lit up the kitchen, I could finally feel my shoulders quit. This day was not what I would have chosen, but there was something good in it. I was walking through the usual hour, head down, half inside my plans, thinking only of the next thing waiting, with my day already in my hands. Then a breeze moved through the narrow side street, carrying bread and someone's song. And for no reason I could properly name, the whole hard moment loosened all at once. A small good I didn't expect found me before I thought to look. Not bright enough to stop the world, just enough to shift the way it shook. No grand surprise, no perfect timing, just a soft and accidental thread pulling me back into the living from the noise inside my head. At the corner store the woman smiled and tucked an extra tea into the bag. Said, "This one's new, you might just like it." Like kindness had no need to brag. I stood outside beneath the fading awning, watching bicycles cut through the light, and felt that strange unguarded feeling of being gently met by life. A small good I didn't expect found me before I thought to look. Not bright enough to stop the world, just enough to shift the way it shook. No grand surprise, no perfect timing, just a soft and accidental thread pulling me back into the living from the noise inside my head. Maybe joy is at its clearest when it doesn't ask to be believed, when it lands in ordinary clothing and leaves before it can be named or kept. The evening came with all its usual questions, laundry, dishes, one missed call. But the room felt less like something pressing in and more like somewhere I could let myself fall. A small good I didn't expect stay with me past the setting sun, not as proof that everything is easy, just a hint that gentleness still comes. And in the quiet, while nothing changed, I felt a little less alone instead. Some days it's more than enough to carry, like a warm hand at the back of my chest. I woke before the alarm could find me, light already resting on the floor. The room was still the room I fell asleep in, but it didn't press against me anymore. The sink was full, the week was unfinished. There were names and numbers left to call, but even with the loose ends in the corner, nothing felt like it might break me after all. It all felt a bit easier, like the day had taken off its shoes, like every sound came through a softer door, and nothing asked me what to prove. No big win, no sudden clearing, just a quieter way to move. And for a little while, I swear, it all felt a bit easier to do. On the train, no one became a villain. The crowd just swayed and made its way. A child kept drawing circles on the window, and somehow that stayed with me all day. I dropped my pen, I missed a small deadline. The coffee wasn't even very good. Still, the world seemed less interested in testing me, and more like maybe it understood. It all felt a bit easier, like the day had taken off its shoes, like every sound came through a softer door, and nothing asked me what to prove. No big win, no sudden clearing, just a quieter way to move. And for a little while, I swear, it all felt a bit easier to do. Maybe easy's not a finish line, maybe it's a passing kind of weather, a half step down from caring too much, a body and a mind agreeing better. I used to think relief would look dramatic, like a skyline opening wide, but sometimes it's just not arguing with morning, or letting one small worry pass you by. It all felt a bit easier, even coming home to the same old place. The lamp, the keys, the shoes beside the doorway, the familiar tiredness in my face, but nothing pulled too hard against me, nothing blurred or dragged or bruised. And in that plain, unguarded evening, life felt lighter than I'm used to.
The morning started with a crooked feeling, shoelace snapped and rain on the station glass. I wore my thoughts like something damp and heavy, certain this day would be one to just get past. By noon the hours still felt unconvincing. A call ran long, my coffee turned cold. I nearly wrote the whole thing off completely as one more page of nothing worth being told. But there was something good today, small as a match, steady as a hand. Not loud enough to change the weather, still it helped me where I stand. No headline moment, no sudden rescue, just a quiet thing that stayed. And by the time the evening found me, I could say there was something good today. A man I didn't know held back the elevator like he had all the time in the world. The girl at the counter hummed while counting change, and somehow that softened the edges of the hurt. Later the clouds broke into thinner pieces, light caught in a puddle by my For a second, the whole worn-out city looked like it had been trying to. There was something good today, small as a match, steady as a hand. Not loud enough to change the weather, still it helped me where I stand. No headline moment, no sudden rescue, just a quiet thing that stayed. And by the time the evening found me, I could say there was something good today. Maybe that's all a day really owes us. Not perfection, not a flawless run, just one clear breath where the chest untangles. Just one brief proof the world's not done. I got home with the usual questions, keys on the shelf, tired in my bones. But the room felt less like somewhere I returned to, and more like somewhere that was mine alone. There was something good today, not enough to make a story shine, but enough to keep the dark from settling too deep inside this heart of mine. And if tomorrow asks what carried me through, I won't need much to say, just this: for all its weight and ordinary corners, there was something good today.
The morning didn't arrive with a promise, no bright parade, no clean dramatic start. Just the kettle breathing in the kitchen, and a little less noise inside my heart. The same old floor beneath my footsteps, the same blue shirt hung on the chair. But something in the weight I carried had loosened while I wasn't looking there. A quiet turn for the better, so soft I almost missed its name. No thunder rolling through the ceiling, no sudden stranger calling change. Just the day unfolding gentler, like it had nothing left to prove. And somewhere in the plainest hours, I could feel my life begin to move. I took the train and watched the windows hold a city waking without rush. Even the buildings wore a kind expression in a pale and unremarkable hush. A message came I'd been avoiding, I answered without bracing first, and that alone felt like a small release, like something dry had touched the rain at last. A quiet turn for the better, so soft I almost missed its name. No thunder rolling through the ceiling, no sudden stranger calling change. Just the day unfolding gentler, like it had nothing left to prove. And somewhere in the plainest hours, I could feel my life begin to move. Maybe the good we keep expecting arrives too small for grand applause. Maybe healing has a modest posture and never argues for what it was. Maybe progress wears a common face and steps in wearing daily clothes. A steadier hand, a kinder answer, a little more room to let things go. By evening nothing had been conquered, dishes waited, the week still asked. But the room no longer felt like pressure, just a place to set down what had passed. A quiet turn for the better, not flashy, not a borrowed high, just something true beneath the surface, like clear water under cloudy light. And when I lay down with the window open, I didn't need the dark to explain. Some changes don't arrive like headlines, they simply come and stay. I was treating every hour like a staircase, two at a time, eyes fixed above, missing how the morning touched the railing, how the street was waking up. I had a head full of unfinished pages, a pulse that never left the race. Even my breathing felt like borrowed motion, like I was late to my own day. It felt better when I took it slow, when I let the silence have a say, when I stopped trying to outrun every thought and gave the light some room to stay. No great lesson, no dramatic ending, just a softer weight inside my soul. I didn't know how much I needed it till it felt better when I took it slow. So I stood still by the corner bakery, let the warm air meet my hands, watched a pigeon hop like it had nowhere urgent, and somehow I began to understand. The trees were moving without effort, the sky made no demands of me, and for a moment I could feel my shoulders drop their old machinery. It felt better when I took it slow, when I let the silence have a say, when I stopped trying to outrun every thought and gave the light some room to stay. No great lesson, no dramatic ending, just a softer weight inside my soul. I didn't know how much I needed it till it felt better when I took it slow. Maybe peace was never far from reach, maybe I was just too loud to hear. Maybe the heart grows lighter in small clearings, not by winning, just by being here. I walked home with less inside my pockets, but more of myself than I had before. The same front door, the same dim room at evening, only now it didn't feel like war. It felt better when I took it slow. Even the shadows seemed to rest. Nothing had changed, but nothing had to let a little ease move through my chest. And if tomorrow starts to pull too hard again, I'll know there's one thing I still know. Some days the kindest way back to myself is to take it slow. Thought it would arrive with some grand language, a clean new start, a brilliant kind of sign. But it came in through the unremarkable, like soft shoes crossing an ordinary mind. The room was still a little unresolved, the week still leaned with all its little weight. But something in my my chest had stopped resisting, and that was more than I could ask of fate. A gentle kind of better, not sudden, not loud, not hard to hold. Just a quieter way of being in my skin, a little less winter in the bones. No finish line, no polished version, just enough light to see the floor and walk a little easier than before. I let the dishes wait till after sunset, left one text unanswered without shame. Watched the sky turn silver at the edges, and didn't need to give the moment a name. A sparrow landed on the fence a second, the train passed low beyond the trees. Nothing there was trying to transform me, still I felt a loosening in me. A gentle kind of better, not sudden, not loud, not hard to hold. Just a quieter way of being in my skin, a little less winter in the bones. No finish line, no polished version, just enough light to see the floor and walk a little easier than before. Maybe healing has a modest posture, maybe joy prefers a smaller room, maybe the heart does not need conquering, maybe it just needs a little more room. I used to think I had to force the turning, push myself into some brighter shape, but the truest change I've ever felt was one that never asked me to escape. By night the lamp was warm against the wall, my thoughts still came, but not as knives. And for the first time in a long while, I didn't feel behind in my own life. A gentle kind of better stayed with me without a sound. No fireworks over the rooftops, just steadier ground. And if tomorrow comes with all its weather, I won't need proof for something new. I'll trust the slow and tender ways a life can still come through.
I woke up with the room still wearing yesterday, the chair, the shirt, the half-read page. Same old shadows near the ceiling, same unopened weight I couldn't name. But something in the air had shifted, not enough to call it new, just enough that when I stood up slowly, the floor felt easier to move through. A little less heavy, a little more light, like my hands forgot what they'd been gripping, like the day unbuttoned at the collar and let me breathe without permission. No miracle, no sudden clearing, just a softer angle to the sky. And for a while I could feel it, a little less heavy, a little more light. The train still groaned into the station, the city still kept all its noise, but none of it came down like pressure, none of it asked for more than poise. A man beside me read the sports page, someone laughed into their phone, and even in that crowded motion, I didn't feel so pinned inside my own. A little less heavy, a little more light, softer angle to the sky. And for a while I could feel it, a little less heavy, a little more light. Maybe ease is not a grand arrival, maybe it comes in smaller clothes, in the pause before the mind starts racing, in the way a tired heart finally slows. I used to think relief would have a spotlight, a clean break, some obvious sign. But sometimes it's only this, the world unchanged, and yet not pressing quite so hard on mine. By evening I was still myself completely, still carrying what I carry home. But the key turned clean, the lamp felt warmer, and the silence didn't feel like stone. A little less heavy, a little more light, not enough to turn the whole tide over, just enough to make the night more human, just enough to make the dark feel closer. And if tomorrow comes with all its weather, I'll remember what tonight felt like, how the heart can loosen without warning. A little less heavy, a little more light. I woke up already writing the ending, certain the day would wear me thin. Same old ceiling, same old questions, same small weight beneath the skin. The train was late, my plans got shuffled, rain kept hanging just above the street. I thought, here we go, another day I'll have to drag home on tired feet. But it turned out better than I thought, not brighter than the sun could hold, just lighter in the places that usually ache, warmer in the hands of the ordinary. No grand surprise, no lucky break, just the hours finding a kinder shape. And somewhere between noon and night, it turned out better than I thought. A man at lunch pulled out the extra chair for someone juggling bags and a sleepy child. The woman at the register laughed at herself, and somehow that stayed with me for miles. I took the long way back without deciding past. The floor was closing up the stand. The air smelled green from a passing storm, and the whole day loosened in my hands. It turned out better than I thought, not brighter than the sun could hold, just lighter in the places that usually ache, warmer in the hands of the ordinary. No grand surprise, no lucky break, just the hours finding a kinder shape. And somewhere between noon and night, it turned out better than I thought. Maybe I've been too quick with the verdict, too ready to call the whole thing done, before the evening gets its quiet say, before the day becomes what it becomes. Maybe goodness keeps late hours, maybe it waits till the noise burns low, till the mind stops pushing its rough predictions and leaves a little room for something small to show. By the time I got home, nothing was perfect. The sink was full, the room still warm, but the lamp came on like an old friend, and I didn't feel so weather-torn. It turned out better than I thought, even with the loose ends still in place. The day never turned into a miracle, it just softened around the edges. And if tomorrow asks what carried me, I won't need much to answer honestly. Just this: for all my doubt and all my guessing, it turned out better than I thought.
I didn't need a dazzling morning or some clean break from where I'd been. Just a room that didn't feel so narrow, and a little less noise beneath my skin. The street outside kept moving plainly. Bikes were seats a passing train. But something in the pace of things stopped asking me to explain. The kind of good I needed was never loud enough to chase. It came in soft around the edges and let me loosen in one place. No borrowed thrill, no polished answer. No need to turn into someone new. Just the quiet shape of being met by the kind of good I needed. I found it in a cup gone warm beside me in the window, half lit by afternoon, and not having to prove I was okay to the clock, the silence, or the room. A woman at the shop said, "Take your time," like she meant it, not just out of habit. And somehow that small permission made the whole day fit a little better. The kind of good I needed was never loud enough to chase. It came in soft around the edges and let me loosen in one place. No borrowed thrill, no polished answer. No need to turn into someone new. Just the quiet shape of being met by the kind of good I needed. Maybe comfort has its own intelligence. Maybe it knows my name before I do. Maybe healing isn't grander living. Maybe it's just what lets me move. I used to reach for brighter things, the kind that flare and disappear. But this felt steady, low and human, the sort of light that stays near. By evening I was still unfinished, still carrying questions through the door. But my shoulders no longer wore them, like a sentence I'd been given before. The kind of good I needed stayed simple, and that made it true. A gentler air, a slower heartbeat, a life that didn't ask for too much from me. And when the lamp pulled gold across the table, I could finally feel what fit. Not perfect, not extraordinary, just exactly the kind of good I needed. The morning came with one shoe missing, a wrinkled shirt, a sink half full. The kind of start I would have edited if life were mine to smooth and pull. The toast was burnt around the edges. The train arrived a little late, but none of it felt like a verdict. None of it asked me to be great. It was good enough as it was. The light, the mess, the unmade bed, the way the day refused perfection and still moved gently on instead. No shining proof, no polished moment, no need to fix what didn't fit. Somehow the flaws made room to breathe. It was good enough as it was. I let a message wait till later, left a dish beside the stove, watched the dust turn gold at noon, and felt no urge to call it growth. A woman laughed into the hallway. Someone dropped their keys downstairs. The building held its small disruptions like a song with loosened hair. It was good enough as it was. The mist beat and the open seam. The hours didn't need improving to be kinder than they seemed. No grand reward for finally getting every part exactly right. Just a softer way of being here inside an ordinary life. Maybe wholeness isn't spotless. Maybe peace has crooked lines. Maybe what I keep calling unfinished is just the shape of something kind. I used to tighten every detail till even joy came in afraid. But this day stood there in plain clothes and asked for nothing to be changed. By evening, shadows crossed the table. The lamp came on, the room stayed small, but it held me without correction, and that was more than enough. After all, it was good enough as it was. This tender, slightly scattered thing, not perfect, not a story people tell, just a day that didn't need trimming. And when I looked at it without demanding more than it was willing to give, I found a quiet kind of plenty in the life I already lived. I woke up with the weather in me. No forecast name, no clear blue cause, just a heaviness around the edges, and a heart that moved with careful pause. I used to treat that kind of morning like something I should sweep aside, put on a face, keep every window shut, and let the feelings wait outside. But it was okay to feel this way, to let the ache sit down beside me. Not every sadness needs a villain. Not every tear means something's broken badly. No fixing words, no forced perspective. No need to turn the dark to gold. Some things grow lighter when you stop resisting and simply let them be what they are for a while. At noon I walked without a purpose, past the florist, past the train. The city kept its usual rhythm, and somehow that did not feel cruel today. A child was crying near the crossing. A man was laughing into his phone. Everybody carrying some private weather. Everybody learning how to walk it home. And it was okay to feel this way, to be unsure and still keep moving, to hold a quiet storm inside me without explaining who it was improving. it's a softer kind of grace, the gentle truth that every human feeling deserves a little air, a little space. I got home with the same old questions, same small amp, same shoes by the door. But I didn't meet myself like a problem. I'd never known that shift could matter more. It was okay to feel this way, even here in this unfinished evening, to let the silence hold my breathing without demanding meaning from the feeling. And when I looked into the darkened window, I saw a face I didn't have to change, just someone learning with a little mercy. It was okay to feel this way.
I used to think the day was only worthy if every piece fell cleanly into place, if nothing slipped, if no word landed sideways, if I could meet the mirror without trace. But this morning came with all its loose ends, a missed reply, a coffee stain inside, the kind of flaws I would have called a failure before I learned not everything asked why. It didn't have to be perfect to be good, didn't need a flawless line to ring true. Some things carry value in the roughness, in the shape they take from making it through. No polished shine, no spotless arrival, no grand design carved into the wood. I'm finally learning what my hands can hold. It didn't have to be perfect to be good. I watched a builder on the corner laughing at a crooked stack he'd fix before noon. No panic in it, no collapse of meaning, just a man in daylight sharing a room. At lunch the sky couldn't choose a weather, half steel gray, half thinning into blue, and somehow that unfinished kind of beauty felt more honest than a postcard ever could. It didn't have to be perfect to be good, didn't need a flawless line to ring true. Some things carry value in the roughness, in the shape they take from making it through. No polished shine, no spotless arrival, no grand design carved into the wood. I'm finally learning what my hands can hold. It didn't have to be perfect to be good. I think I wore perfection like a uniform, too stiff in the collar, hard to breathe, thinking if I loosened one small button, everything I built would leave. But maybe worth was never that fragile, maybe grace survives a crooked seam. Maybe what stays with us isn't the cleanest thing, but what was real enough to mean something. By evening I was still unfinished, still carrying questions through the door. But the room didn't ask me to explain them, it just let me be a little more. It didn't have to be perfect to be good. Not this life, not this heart, not this day. There's a kind of truth in slightly broken rhythms, in the honest things that don't come out polished or straight. And if tomorrow finds me stumbling, I won't confuse that with something lost. Some things are good because they're human, and human things come with a cost.
I've been moving like the hallway was narrowing, like every hour leaned too close, wearing my thoughts up near my shoulders, holding more than I could hold. The day it felt all elbows and corners, too many names, too many small demands. Even the light through the kitchen window seemed to land with folded hands. Then there was room to breathe again, not from some grand and sudden break, just a quiet loosening in the ribs, a little less pressure in what I take. No miracle, no clean horizon, just space enough to feel my skin and hear my own life underneath the noise. There was room to breathe again. I stepped outside without a destination, let the block decide my pace. A breeze moved through the line of trees, like someone smoothing out a page. At the crossing, no one hurried me. The signal changed, the traffic thinned, and for a moment the whole white city felt like something I could live within. There was room to breathe again, not from some grand and sudden break, just a quiet loosening in the ribs, a little less pressure in what I take. No miracle, no clean horizon, just space enough to feel my skin and hear my own life underneath the noise. There was room to breathe again. Maybe ease doesn't always enter loudly, maybe it waits till we stop pushing back. Maybe the heart needs less repairing than one unguarded stretch of slack. I bought a drink and sat by the window, watched reflection slide across the glass. Nothing had changed in any permanent way, still something heavy chose to pass. By evening, the room was still the same room, lamp turned on, shoes by the door. But it didn't feel like something closing in, it felt like somewhere to restore. There was room to breathe again, inside this plain and borrowed light, inside a day that asked no brilliance, only that I let it be tonight. And in that pause I found a gentler rhythm, one I had almost forgotten lived in me. Not gone, just buried under all the trying, till there was room to breathe again. I thought the day would leave a harder mark, the way it started, all sharp corners and static. A late reply, a restless train, a silence that made every little thing feel heavier than it was. By afternoon I'd nearly made up my mind that this one would be filed under survive. Nothing to keep, nothing to learn from, just one more page I'd turn without looking twice. But it had a softer ending than expected, like the light forgot to be severe, like the evening came in with open hands and set something quiet here. No grand repair, no sudden answer, just the edges losing their demand. And by the time the windows darkened, the day felt gentler than I planned. The voice upstairs was humming through the ceiling. Someone down the block was closing up a shop. The kind of sounds I never stop to notice, till they make the whole world feel less locked. It had a softer ending than expected, like the night arrived without a test. Like all the weight I'd worn so tightly had finally slipped down from my chest. No triumph scene, no perfect closure, just a room that let me land. And by the time I turned the lamp on, the day felt kinder than I planned. Maybe peace is not a thing we win. Maybe it waits in the unremarkable hours. In the moment nothing else gets fixed, but the heart stops racing for a while. I used to think a day like this could only mean what went wrong first. But maybe some days change their language late and end up saying something softer. It had a softer ending than expected, even with the same old cracks in place. The same four walls, the same tired body, just a different feeling in the space. And when I lay down in the half-dark, I didn't need to understand how a day I almost gave up on could close so gently in my hands. It began in such a quiet manner, no bright arrival, no dramatic sign. Just the morning laying down beside me, like it had nowhere else to be but kind. The cup was warm between my fingers, the window held a pale and easy gray. Even the silence in the room felt less like absence, more like space. It stayed gentle and good, like a song that never needed to rise. No sudden rush, no borrowed glitter, just a softness that held its line. Through the hours and their small imperfections, through the things I couldn't quite undo, somehow the day kept its tender balance. It stayed gentle and good. I went outside and crossed the side streets, watched the bicycles flash and disappear. A woman laughing into her scarf made the cold air feel less severe. At the shop they wrapped the bread in paper, like it still mattered how small things land. And I carried that simple bit of care all the way home in my hands. It stayed gentle and good, like a song that never needed to rise. No sudden rush, no borrowed glitter, just a softness that held its line. Through the hours and their small imperfections, through the things I couldn't quite undo, somehow the day kept its tender balance. It stayed gentle and good. Maybe not every kind of blessing arrives to turn the whole world new. Maybe some of them just keep you company long enough to feel true. Maybe peace is not the ending, maybe it's the tone a moment takes, when nothing asks too much of you, and nothing in you has to break. By evening, the room was dim and golden. The dishes still stood by the sink, but even that unfinished little corner didn't pull me to the brink. I turned the lamp on slow and easy, let the night come close without a fight, and felt that rare and modest comfort of not needing more from life. It stayed gentle and good all the way into the dark. No grand finale, no final answer, just a steady and unguarded heart. And when I lay down with the window open, I knew this much and knew it true. Some days don't shine, they simply remain kind. It stayed gentle and good.